CD Projekt is best known for The Witcher, a critically acclaimed series set in a fantastical world filled to the brim with beasts and magic. This might raise the question, just why is the studio who brought Polish fiction to games and localized other titles like Baldur's Gate making a futuristic cyberpunk game? Well, it turns out they're the perfect studio for the job. This video is based off of an incredibly written and wonderfully interesting feature in this month's Game Informer by Matt Bertz, so definitely get your hands on the latest issue if possible. But if we want to answer this question, why is CD Projekt tackling such a vastly different genre after their hit series, we have to take a look at their colorful past. According to the feature, the founders of CD Projekt didn't start out coding in some cubicle, but peddling pirated games on the streets of Warsaw, Poland. That's right, it turns out the founders of CD Projekt have more in common with the techies or netrunners of Cyberpunk than the beast hunters of The Witcher. Pirated and knockoff games have an interesting history in Poland, where the Soviet Union's Iron Curtain kept mainstream games from reaching Polish gamers. It's for this reason that Poland missed out entirely on consoles like the NES and Super Nintendo. In the world of Cyberpunk 2077, we can spread malware that shuts down entire systems and scramble cybernetic hardware. But in the real world, the founders of CD Projekt were downloading pirated games over radio signals. The CD Projekt co-founder recalled his experience doing this in the Game Informer feature, saying, "ZX Spectrum was the first big gaming thing. It had a lot of advantages. First and foremost, it was affordable. What was really crucial here is you could load the games using a cassette player, any cassette player, so you didn't need to buy one. Then you could copy the games from friends and cassette tapes. It sounds totally insane as of today, but they were actually broadcasting computer programs over the radio. They would say like, right now you'll be able to render some functions with some beautiful graphics, so tune in. We would record it and then play it back and load it onto our Spectrums." I found this so incredibly interesting, that gamers who once downloaded games over pirate radio signals are now creating futuristic worlds where we can do similar things by jacking into the cyber. Another reason this studio is a great fit for the job, apparently Poland loves cyberpunk. Matt Bertz quoted the founder of Techland, the studio who brought us Dying Light, as saying, "Science fiction was generally popular in Poland. I can't find someone of my age or 10 years younger who wouldn't like Hiroshima, Cyberpunk 2020, or Blade Runner. It's dark and a lot of people like dark here, maybe because we're not as colorful a country as a place like California. I think there is something that people here like dark, serious themes. We feel very much at home in it. We're into things that are darker than things like Fortnite or Unreal Tournament, where everything is exaggerated and super colorful." And while Polish games are now flourishing on the world stage with titles like The Witcher, Dying Light, Superhot, This War of Mine, and Observer, they even share DNA between them. I mentioned Techland earlier in the video, a wonderful Polish studio. Recently it was reported that CD Projekt would be working with Digital Scapes, a studio known for AAA PvP multiplayer, and not too long ago this studio was working with none other than Techland. Both studios, CD Projekt and Techland, seem to have a deep appreciation for their customers and have time and time again shown that they'll stay away from predatory monetization schemes, so there's nothing to fear here. Cyberpunk 2077 has deep roots, stemming from tabletop games like Cyberpunk 2020 and legends like Mike Pondsmith. There's a lot to live up to here, but when you look back, it seems like putting faith in a developer like CD Projekt Red was only natural. If you enjoyed that and want to see more Cyberpunk goodness, make sure to subscribe and check out my playlist at the end of this video, which includes news updates, lore, and more. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.